that is going to lose him his position here if he continues. And not that you need to know anything about it. But let me tell you, if you all come in here with those things again, there will be guards. And they will tell you, take it off. And if you don't, they will take it off and set it in the emergency pile. And if it gets to more and more extremes, then a thinning test. And not by death, because that would just be wrong. It would just be kind of, it would be a more proper thing. Well, you would have to do very, very difficult tasks for punishment and consequences. We have absolutely made sure that those things are right and safe and moral. Not from that movie that you were seeing, but it is enough to teach you that if you want to, go against my Minton and start, wrecking the peace and, just start spreading just mayhem around my Minton, then there will be a price to pay for that. Okay? That's really all that I was talking about on the thing. And I'm sorry if I was a little angry. However, what should not be, will not be, and what does not make sense does not exist. And may I remind you the golden rule? When there is a positive, there is a positive keeping that way or getting more positive. When there was a negative, there was a positive. When there was a negative, there was not a negative. And when there was a positive, there was not a negative. That is only the reasonable, practical way of life. And even if it's not, it is. And it will be. Maybe it hasn't been in the past, but it is now. And it will be. It's according to not only my watch, not only my rules, but also the other I mentioned later's rules as well. We all have the same beliefs. We all have the same philosophy. We are trying to shed light to the world. What I should be witnessing is through a movie, television show, novel, dream, video game, but not in real life. And furthermore, this is the very, very last time that I will put up with it and have this talk with you all. Okay? And I'm dead serious that you'll definitely regret it the next time I catch you wearing that. I would rather see your face covered in white, sunblock-like material than those things which cover up and put a barrier between me having normal conversation and me getting to see your face. Rather see your faces angry than see that thing covering it. I cannot bear to see those things on people's faces. Don't know if I ever will. And might I remind all of you that beliefs, feelings, and thoughts are set within knowledge and understanding. I know a lot about this, and I know how this works. I know that you need, these things to keep yourself safe. But I don't necessarily 100% believe and agree and feel and think. If we do have the germ killers, which, for those of you who don't have a bottle, you're going to get a germ killer. And you're going to learn how to use it. And you won't, And those will be better than those things. Those will be better. And I can see your face while keeping yourself safe. And another thing that I'm just bothered by is the weather and the time of year. It's spring and summer. And you have a disease, virus spread. I'm not saying it can't happen, because look where we are now. Look where the whole world is around now. And let me tell you that the start of it all was not just the start of it all was human-made. It was by the governor of the state. Do you want me to keep on talking? She went to China. She had the audacity to do such things and go to China in December of last year. And she met up with this scientist who they got to know each other for a 3 days or so. Enough, it was all in December, and she came home on apparently the 18th. And they made a concoction because she wanted to get revenge on the whole entire world. And so, it doesn't sound realistic, but it is. Just like this whole thing. I'm not going to deny it. But there's certain things I am going to just refuse to believe. So, anyway, she decided to wreck Logix, and she got a farm job. She created a concoction, gave it to an animal, spread to the farmer, his family, all across China, then the world, wildfire, to what it is now. Unbelievable she would do such a thing. But when she goes up there and gives her press conferences, she's so tense. She feels like she's like Elsa with her ice powers. I have videos if you all want to see those. I don't think that you will. But she goes up there and she doesn't appear relaxed. I always fight against COVID-19. That's what I can tell. And the real moment that I could tell, I believe it was in May. She was going up there, standing in front of a little podium, a proud podium, and she looked like Elsa on a coronation day. So that's when I compiled the story. And it may not be true. Let me tell you, I had a court trial about it in June. I don't need to get into I don't need to get into any of that with you. But I'm doing it because there's things that are just crazy. This whole thing is crazy. And I'm doing it so that I don't go mad. I've spilled the beans for everybody. I'm sorry to ruin the tone of the day. And this is what happens when bad things occur. This is what I do. And you may find things about my Edmonton and most of the Edmonton that is different than Lubimbi Bell Books. Our Edmonton is estranged from all the other Edmontons. Because let me tell you, and I have said this before, I know astrology. I know all the signs. And I do not want to put any negatives and any detestabilities for the sign of the mountain goat, if you know what that is. I think it's a really great sign. I mean, all signs are good in their own way. I think it's really the individual, and too much one thing is not a good thing. And too much of that energy has to be balanced out by the other things. And it is not. But Deborah Silverman, it's all about having compassion, and that I will have, and that you all will have, as I know that you do, have compassion. I do have natural compassion for her. But she has her own ways of looking at things. It just makes too much negative sense after watch claims they were different. But so, anyway, she has her own beliefs. Her mention is different than mine. And she doesn't agree with certain things. But most of the Amentons, let me tell you, that there was another person that was born around the same time that she was born. And she does have clock machines. And she is actually going even more excessive with, so many things I wouldn't have even dreamed at Harmonton. So I would not judge sun signs for the whole thing. But so anyway, I don't want to give you the astrology lesson. Deb with messing almonds over there. But anyway, point is, those things that I'm missing, you're going to do the test, you're going to find wrong, disrespectful, immoral, hateful. However, and I say this not because I agree with it, but because it is sometimes part reality. There's things in life that we don't agree with, that we definitely don't need. And this is one of those things. Now, electronic. I want you to all help yourselves to a germ killer. Oh, no. It's called Pink. I don't know the joking name, and what you do is you spread it on your head. There's one version. There's the lotion, and then there is the Starburst that you can eat, if you prefer doing that. I know that a lot of you do, because who doesn't like candy? What this does is it goes into your mind, it triggers the memory, and you might say it's magic. I don't even know how they set it up. It's all the way from yoga. I don't even know. But I will not take advantage of it. I will take advantage of it. So, you basically have a memory in your head. You think memory. Or you say the memory, and it goes away. I know it sounds crazy, but so be it. And that's how we can keep the Dimension peaceful, because we have people remembering, and it puts storms and dark clouds and rain and thunder raining all over the Dimension, and it causes chaos and eventually destruction to the Dimension. So that's why I'm having all of you do this. You can go and get your germ killers. Thank you very much. And when you're done with that, I will continue with my plans. You can come back in, and I want you to, whatever you remember right now, so I know what that is probably. The event that just happened, I want you to take the pink for that. There's either the lotion or the Starburst thing from memory. Take it, forget it. What happens? Please do not make difficulties. For goodness sakes, do this, and let's just let's do it. I don't want to have to argue with you about it. Okay, that's you're continuing to push my buttons. You're continuing to push my buttons. I sent you out for a reason, and that was to reflect on what you said. And I would have expected that you did it, because I think that I sent you out for a long enough time. And you should know better not to speak to anybody that way. Now, I don't want to make this into a classroom scene where I'm a teacher and you're all, downgraded just because you're blind. That's not what I believe in. But but that does not mean that you can just shout out just hurtful, disrespectful things to people. And I'm saying that to every single one of you, especially you. That was wrong, and you know it. That was wrong, and you know it. And you should feel ashamed of yourself for doing that. And before I even got to meet you, and what is your name? Okay, well, that's something that I just believe in. First impressions, one thing I just believe in. Will you stop mocking me and listen? One thing I just believe in is bad first impressions. Being rude to someone, giving someone a dirty look, whatever it is. It cannot be when they're first meeting the person, or they barely even met the person. Because sometimes a bad beginning paves the way for a bad relationship. Well, not necessarily things can improve, but sometimes that's the reality. And I certainly will not also tolerate people who have been programmed and completely brainwashed by another Menton who I am against, using their words against me and thinking about sometimes. Okay, you don't need to judge me or make me feel guilty for anything that I have said. I judge myself, and I'm hard on myself enough that I don't need anybody else to make it worse. That is not your place. Last year, I'll just call it a mental cold that I had. And August is Mental Health Month. August is Mental Health Month. Although, it's probably not the only one. I would say February is also Mental Health Month. I think that the equinoxes are more uplifting than the solstices, and less boring and tiresome. But that was again uncalled for. Rude remark. Not gonna hear it again. Did you take? Okay, did you even take the pink, or are you just standing there? You haven't done that yet. Oh my goodness me. Okay, do that. 'Cause if you do that, then I am to okay, let's just, okay, you bull-headed. What if I told you that you are the one that is wasting my time and making yourself look bad in front of everybody, your peers, after all, and you're holding me up. Now, if you do it, then I can continue with what I have to say. And I would like to. I will have no more issues between you and me. Take that. You do not. You do not ever say that to anybody that they'll meet. I will not tolerate people who say anything about me that is not nice or not true. Is that understood? You are digging yourself a hole and you're building a wall. So I suggest you get out of that hole and tear down that wall. I have another balloon that's up in the air, and a little of my helium from that balloon has escaped, and I don't need or want any more helium. That means my patience is a little bit thin. I don't consider myself to hold a grudge, but if you were to push me to that extent, I might. And I don't want to. I don't want to. Now, I am not enjoying this. I am not enjoying this. This is. Do you think this is fun for me? Because it's not. I would have liked to start off on a positive note, but it will not continue this way. And apparently, it hasn't. I'm going to take the pink so that we can forget about this, and I will take a 2, and we'll start all over again. Fresh, clean slate, this will be a thing of the past. But only if you decide to work with me and do what I am asking you to do. And stop making difficulties and stop being so disrespectful to me. I want this to go smoothly. So stop rocking the boat. And do the right thing. Okay. I have a lot of sympathy for people if they have complaints or criticisms about what I do, because I understand them. I have a lot of empathy for them, and I want to help and compromise. but not when people are speaking to me this way and saying these things this way. And wording it like that. If you speak to me this way, I will shut out and I will not, listen to you, and I will not hear and accept what you have to say. I find it unfair that I should always be the one who has the voice and the power and the authority. I think that, this nation is a democracy and ever shall be. Freedom of speech is a really, really big thing that I, have firm belief on. However, there are boundaries to rules. And there are lines. And I'm not going to have you cross those lines. So stop arguing with me and talking back to me and criticizing me and making me feel guilty for things, disrespecting me, and for the love of Pete, take the pink. If you... Okay, how come everybody else has and you haven't? That's not fair. We were all sitting here waiting, and you're stalling. You should feel ashamed of yourself for acting this way. And you're humiliating yourself in front of everybody. You realize that? Think before you speak. I suggest, okay, I am a very, very nice person, but you do not want to go there with me. Because I will not be afraid to do whatever it takes for you to understand and go along with my mission. I'm watching you like a hawk to make sure that you actually take the jump color or not just comment another rude thing. And I will do it too. Okay, everybody, so all of you, stop it. All of you, stop it right now. Frustrating. I should have declined. But I didn't. Because I was just too kind. Should have known. should have known, but apparently I did not. And I think that we have a lot more peace. A lot more peace. I realize that it's not really far into this. So I can what's the word that I'm looking for? I can quit. I can quit with her plans that she set in mind for me. You know what? Forget about it. This whole meeting was all for naught. And that is the one thing. Well, not the one thing, as you all know. But one of the things. A really, really huge thing. I mean, a really huge thing. Is all for naught. That is really, no, I'm not gonna stand for that. But, you know what? For this once, I'll make an exception. It will be that way because I would like this Minton to get back to its peaceful state that it was this morning. None of my Minton students or most of my staff and people would ever have this level of disrespect. Ever. And I could go on about all of the disrespect, but I'll just say that you all I can't believe that you all would act like this. So incredibly just mean-spirited. Utterly rude. And I'm not going to stand for it. I will not go on if we have, stepped off of one foot. And I know, you can't judge, book by its cover, and first impressions, don't mean everything. But, you know what? Just take a room and fly in the face with all those things. I need you all to leave. People at my Minton, you can stay. People at Labimby Bellbrook Minton, you all can leave. I'm not going to tolerate it. You can all feel free to wear your masks. Wait. I'm sorry. I completely forgotten.